There's something undeniably magical about French-inspired interiors that captures the heart and imagination. This timeless aesthetic weaves together romance, elegance, and effortless sophistication in a way that transforms ordinary homes into enchanting sanctuaries. The modern interpretation of French country style has evolved to embrace both vintage charm and contemporary comfort, creating spaces that feel collected over generations while meeting today's lifestyle needs. This sophisticated approach to home design celebrates the art of living beautifully, where every room tells a story of romance, refinement, and personal expression.
Welcome to Rustic Elegance. Let's embark on a journey through the beauty of rustic decor, celebrating the warmth, simplicity, and natural charm of this timeless design.
Romantic French-inspired home. Every room styled with modern vintage and shabby chic touches. The allure of French-inspired design lies in its masterful balance of opposing elements. Rustic meets refined, casual meets elegant, and weathered meets pristine. This aesthetic philosophy embraces the beauty of imperfection through distressed finishes, gentle patina, and collected treasures that speak to a life well lived. Modern vintage elements add contemporary functionality while honoring traditional French craftsmanship, creating interiors that feel both historically grounded and refreshingly current. The shabby chic influence softens formal elements with romantic florals, delicate textures, and feminine touches that invite relaxation and intimate conversation. As we embark on this room-by-room journey through a French-inspired home, you'll discover how to layer authentic vintage pieces with modern conveniences, create cohesive color stories that flow seamlessly from space to space, and incorporate personal DIY touches that make your home uniquely yours. From the welcoming entryway that sets the romantic tone to the charming kitchen and outdoor spaces that celebrate the French art of living, each room becomes an opportunity to express your personal interpretation of this beloved aesthetic, while creating a home that nurtures both daily life and special occasions. One. Entryway Elegance, a French-inspired welcome with vintage character. Set the tone with a romantic French entryway. Your entryway serves as the opening chapter to your home's romantic story, establishing the sophisticated French aesthetic that will unfold throughout your living spaces. Begin with a carefully curated Shabby Chic console table that showcases weathered wood and delicate curves, providing both functional storage and visual interest. Above this foundational piece, position a vintage ornate mirror that reflects light while adding architectural drama. Look for pieces with aged silver leafing or gently distressed gold frames that speak to French antique traditions. Complete this romantic vignette with soft floral wallpaper featuring muted pastels or classic toile patterns that immediately communicate the sophisticated French country sensibility your guests will discover throughout your home. The key lies in balancing feminine details with substantial pieces that create a welcoming atmosphere without overwhelming the space. Modern vintage accents that charm every guest. Transform your entryway into a sophisticated greeting space by thoughtfully combining modern vintage elements that honor French design traditions while meeting contemporary needs. An arched gold mirror with clean lines bridges classic French style with current trends, creating a focal point that feels both timeless and fresh. Install period-appropriate antique hooks crafted from aged brass or wrought iron to provide practical storage for coats and bags, while maintaining the authentic vintage character essential to French-inspired design. A linen-upholstered bench in neutral tones offers seating for guests while adding soft texture that contrasts beautifully with harder surfaces. These carefully chosen elements work together to create an entryway that feels collected over time, rather than purchased as a coordinated set, embodying the authentic French approach to interior design. DIY touches to personalize your French-inspired hallway. Infuse your entryway with personal charm through thoughtfully crafted DIY projects that celebrate French artisanal traditions while reflecting your individual style. Transform an ordinary vintage frame by applying chalk paint in soft cream or antique white, then distressing edges to reveal underlying character that speaks to generations of use. Create custom wall art by stenciling inspiring French phrases like bienvenue or classic Parisian quotes using elegant serif fonts that complement your overall aesthetic. Repurpose vintage silver trays as unique wall displays by mounting them as shadow boxes to showcase small treasures, dried flowers, or vintage postcards from French destinations. Two, living room romance. Soft layers, antique finds, and shabby chic warmth. Create a cozy French country living room. Design a living space that embodies the soul of French country style through thoughtful layering of textures, patterns, and carefully curated antique pieces. Begin with a foundation of weathered wood furniture, perhaps a coffee table with visible grain and gentle distressing that speaks to years of family gatherings. Layer sumptuous textured throws in natural linen and soft wool across seating areas, choosing colors that echo French countryside palettes of cream, sage, and dusty rose. Incorporate vintage floral patterns through carefully chosen upholstery, throw pillows, or window treatments that add romance without overwhelming the space. The magic of French country style lies in its collected over time appearance, so mix furniture pieces from different periods and sources, while maintaining a cohesive color story that feels both sophisticated and comfortably lived in. Modern vintage living room decor that feels timeless. Strike the perfect balance between French elegance and contemporary comfort by combining modern vintage elements that honor traditional design principles while meeting today's lifestyle needs. Choose neutral upholstery and sophisticated fabrics like linen or cotton that age beautifully while providing the durability required for everyday living. A distressed wood coffee table with clean lines bridges rustic French charm with modern functionality, offering ample surface space for books, flowers, and personal treasures. Create gallery walls using antique gold frames in varying sizes to display botanical prints, vintage photographs, and personal artwork that tells your family's story. This approach to modern vintage design ensures your living room feels both current and timeless, sophisticated yet approachable, perfectly capturing the essence of contemporary French-inspired living. Add personal charm with Shabby Chic Decor. Transform your living room into a uniquely personal space through DIY projects that celebrate the handcrafted quality essential to authentic French style. Display treasures discovered at flea markets and antique shops. Vintage books with worn covers, ceramic vessels with gentle crazing, or brass candlesticks with natural patina, arranging them in curated vignettes that feel both intentional and casual. Create custom accent pieces by painting wooden candle holders with chalk paint, distressing them gently to achieve that coveted aged appearance that defines shabby chic style. Hand-sew floral throw pillows using vintage-inspired fabrics, adding personal touches like covered buttons or delicate trim that reflect your attention to detail. 3. Dining in style. Elegant French country dining room with vintage table settings. Romantic dining room with French influence. Create an enchanting dining space that celebrates the French tradition of leisurely meals and intimate conversation through carefully chosen elements that emphasize romance and warmth. Center your room around a substantial distressed wood dining table that can accommodate both daily family meals and special gatherings, choosing pieces with visible character marks that tell stories of countless shared meals. Drape the table with flowing linen tablecloths in soft neutrals that can be layered with seasonal runners or vintage lace overlays for special occasions. Overhead, install a romantic chandelier, whether authentic antique crystal or carefully chosen reproduction, that provides both functional lighting and dramatic focal point that establishes the room's elegant French character. The goal is creating a space that feels simultaneously special enough for celebrations yet comfortable enough for everyday family dining. Shabby chic table styling with a modern vintage twist. Elevate your dining experience through thoughtful table styling that combines shabby chic romance with modern vintage sophistication. Build your table setting foundation with vintage dinnerware that showcases gentle imperfections, perhaps ironstone pieces with subtle crazing or transfer wear, with faded patterns that speak to generations of use. Layer delicate lace table runners over neutral linens, adding texture and visual interest without overwhelming the food presentation. Choose blush-tone cloth napkins that complement your overall color palette while adding feminine softness to the table setting. Complete the look with elegant touches like scalloped-edge dishes and gold-rimmed glassware that bridge vintage charm with contemporary refinement. This approach to table styling ensures every meal feels special, while maintaining the effortless elegance that defines French-inspired entertaining. Rustic decor that elevates everyday meals. Transform ordinary dining experiences into memorable occasions through handcrafted details that reflect French artisanal traditions and personal creativity. Create elegant place cards by hand-painting guest names on small pieces of vintage paper or repurposed book pages, securing them with antique ribbons or small brass clips for a personal touch that guests will treasure. Craft seasonal centerpieces using dried flowers, herbs, or branches arranged in vintage vessels like aged pewter pitchers or ceramic crocks that add rustic charm without blocking conversation across the table. Paint wooden candle holders in soft chalk paint colors, distressing them gently to achieve that authentic aged appearance that makes new pieces feel like cherished family heirlooms. Bedroom Bliss. French-inspired layers of romance and soft neutrals. Design a dreamy French-inspired bedroom. Transform your bedroom into a romantic retreat that embodies the sophisticated elegance of French country style through carefully layered elements and soft neutral palettes. Begin with a statement headboard featuring gentle curves and elegant upholstery, perhaps a tufted piece in natural linen or a vintage wooden headboard painted in soft cream and gently distressed. Incorporate muted rose tones through bedding, window treatments, or accent pieces that add romance without overwhelming the serene atmosphere essential to restful sleep. Position vintage nightstands with curved legs and weathered finishes on either side of the bed, providing both functional storage and visual balance. The key to successful French-inspired bedroom design lies in creating layers of texture and pattern that feel cohesive and calming, using natural materials and soft colors that promote both relaxation and romance. Shabby chic meets modern vintage in bedroom styling. Create a bedroom that perfectly balances romantic shabby chic elements with modern vintage sophistication through thoughtful selection of textiles, lighting, and accessories. Mix delicate floral linens and soft pastels with luxurious velvet throws in deeper tones, creating visual and tactile interest that invites touch and relaxation. Install flowing lace curtains that filter light beautifully while maintaining privacy, choosing panels that reach from ceiling to floor to create the illusion of height and grandeur. Incorporate antique-inspired lighting through bedside sconces with crystal details or vintage-style pendant lights that provide both ambient illumination and decorative focal points. This approach to modern vintage styling ensures your bedroom feels effortlessly elegant, while maintaining the comfort and functionality required for contemporary living. Handcrafted bedroom decor with a personal touch. Infuse your bedroom with intimate charm through DIY projects that celebrate the handcrafted quality essential to authentic French style, while reflecting your personal aesthetic. Transform a simple wooden stool into a charming vanity seat by applying chalk paint in a soft pastel shade and adding a custom cushion covered in vintage-inspired fabric that coordinates with your overall color scheme. Create personalized throw pillows by hand-embroidering monograms or simple floral motifs onto natural linen covers, adding details like mother-of-pearl buttons or delicate trim that showcase your attention to craftsmanship. Update an ordinary mirror frame with decorative molding and antique paint techniques that create the appearance of age and character. These handcrafted elements bring warmth and intimacy to your bedroom while ensuring the space feels uniquely personal and lovingly curated. Five. Kitchen and courtyard charm. French rustic elegance indoors and out. Romantic French kitchen with shabby chic details. Design a kitchen that celebrates the French tradition of cooking and gathering through romantic details and functional beauty that make meal preparation a pleasure. Install vintage-inspired open shelving crafted from reclaimed wood or painted in soft whites that showcase beautiful dishware, glassware, and treasured collections while maintaining easy access for daily use. Choose whitewashed cabinetry with simple panel doors and elegant hardware in aged brass or pewter that speaks to French country traditions while providing ample storage for modern kitchen needs. Incorporate floral ceramic accents through backsplash tiles, serving pieces, or decorative accessories that add pattern and color without overwhelming the space. The goal is creating a kitchen that feels both functional and romantic, where the daily act of cooking becomes a celebration of French-inspired living. Kitchen organization ideas with French cottage flair. Transform your kitchen into a model of elegant efficiency through organization solutions that combine Scandinavian practicality with French rustic charm. Utilize vintage wooden crates as both storage and display, mounting them on walls to hold everything from spices to linens while adding architectural interest and natural texture. Install glass jars in graduated sizes to store dry goods, choosing containers with vintage-inspired labels written in elegant script that maintains the romantic aesthetic while improving functionality. Add copper rails beneath upper cabinets to hang essential tools and utensils, introducing warm metallic elements that complement the overall French country palette. Even simple upgrades like hand-painted pantry labels or carefully chosen floral backsplash tiles can dramatically enhance your kitchen's charm while improving its organizational systems. Courtyard escape. French-inspired outdoor dining with vintage romance. Extend your French-inspired aesthetic outdoors by creating an enchanting courtyard space that serves as a natural extension of your kitchen and dining areas. Arrange vintage-style bistro chairs around a distressed garden table that can weather the elements while maintaining its romantic character, choosing pieces in classic French café colors like cream, sage green, or weathered blue. Install string lights overhead to create magical evening ambience that transforms ordinary outdoor meals into special occasions reminiscent of Parisian sidewalk cafes. Enhance the romantic atmosphere with DIY elements like mason jar lanterns filled with battery-operated candles, seasonal floral centerpieces arranged in vintage vessels, and shabby chic planters overflowing with herbs and flowers. Conclusion. Creating a French-inspired home is ultimately about embracing a philosophy of living that celebrates beauty, romance, and the art of everyday moments. Throughout this room-by-room journey, we've discovered how the careful combination of modern vintage elements, shabby chic details, and personal DIY touches can transform any space into a romantic sanctuary that honors French traditions while meeting contemporary needs. The magic lies not in expensive purchases or dramatic renovations, but in the thoughtful curation of elements that speak to your personal style while maintaining the sophisticated elegance that defines French country living. The beauty of French-inspired design is its accessibility and adaptability. Whether you're working with a grand estate or a modest apartment, these principles can be scaled and interpreted to suit your space and budget. Each vintage treasure discovered at a flea market, every DIY project completed with care, and all the thoughtful styling choices contribute to creating a home that feels collected over generations rather than decorated in a moment. This approach to home design celebrates the patience and vision required to build spaces that improve with age and use, becoming more beautiful and meaningful over time. As you begin implementing these French-inspired ideas in your own home, remember that authenticity comes from personal interpretation rather than rigid adherence to rules. Allow your spaces to evolve organically, adding elements that genuinely speak to you while maintaining the romantic spirit and sophisticated elegance that makes French country style so enduringly appealing. Your home should ultimately tell your story, a narrative of romance, creativity, and the daily pursuit of beauty that transforms ordinary living into an art form worthy of the French tradition of joie de vivre.